Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the channel. The Witchy Goth here. Hope you're doing well. I see you're talking about brandy snaps. I haven't had them for years. So yummy. Hi, Chris C. Hi, L. Diz. Hello. So we've got two spanners in the chat tonight, Diz and Chris. So if you are watching and you would like to chat, please do so, but please be polite. And if you are going to troll, Diz or Chris will kick you out. I'm afraid they are very good at what they do. Pete's Music, lovely to see you. Elle, I think I said hello to you. Billy, lovely to see you. Who else do we have? Have I missed anybody? I hope you can all hear me, by the way. I don't know if you can. Let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a love heart or a thumbs up. Just need to make sure. And your spanner has been polished to within an inch of its life today and is ready to play whack or troll. Brilliant. So you can hear me. That's brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. I'm a bit dumakor. That means a bit all over the place today. I got my horns on because it is winter solstice. So winter solstice blessings to everybody. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, evening, whatever it is you're doing. Hi, Alistair. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. Violet, who's Violet? You see, I've got top chat here, not live chat. I want to see all messages. Okay, here we go. All messages. So, oh, thank you, Diz. Thank you. It's Moss Story is the name of the company, Moss Story. They're pretty expensive, but they are really, really good quality. This one's actually quite heavy. I've got quite a few from them. To be honest, from what I buy online, you can buy cheap stuff from Shine or Amazon or whatever, but this Moss Story I do get through Amazon, but they come packaged in a lovely box with lovely tissue, and they are really, really absolutely lovely. Well designed, well made, don't fall to pieces. Everything that you need for, a witch or a pagan with a headdress. Hi, Draka. Lovely to see you, both to you and Alexis. Solstice blessings to you both. I hope you've had a wonderful day. So I'm going to have a glass of mead. And I'm not being paid by them, but this mead, Viking's Blood from the Lancashire Mead Company, is the best mead that you will ever drink in your life. I didn't have a drink yesterday, but absolutely think I deserve one today. I'll tell you why in a minute. But it's free from gluten, wheat, eggs, and suitable for vegetarians. It's Viking's Blood mead is a dark fruit mead using pure concentrates in the fermentation process. The fruit juice gives it a smooth, deceptive, almost alcohol-free taste with a deep berry tang despite its percentage. It is 14.5%. It is, the bottles are gorgeous. They're heavy bottles as well. And it's a cork that's in the top. And they package them when they send them out to you. They package them really, really well so they don't break. They've actually packaged them. There's a hair there. They've had the packaging made specifically for their mead bottles. And Hawkey started making this mead years ago, and he has perfected it over the years. And believe me, out of all the meads that I have tried in my life, this is by far the best. They have won awards. They have won awards for it. So Viking's Blood isn't the only one they do. They do a whole host of different named ones. Viking's Blood is one of the most expensive ones. I have expensive tastes, guys, but it is divine. It's got spice in it. It's really, really nice. So if you've got a drink with you, wassail. Lovely. Alistair, I think I had that at a Viking reenactment after show, drink food. You may well have done. You may well have done. As I say, they are based in Lancashire. I know them very, very well. I've known them for a long, long time. and because they do go to some of the festivals that I go to. I think Jacka and Alexis probably know them as well. But it is a fabulous, fabulous mead, and I am going to toast the ancestors and my dad. Love you, Dad. Who would have laughed his head off at me today. Sorry, guys, I am just sorting out. Right. So if you are interested in having a look at Chris C, tomorrow will be your last early morning post office trip. Got the last minute orders made and packaged today. Got a few international orders but they will have to wait till after Christmas. Yeah. I did quickly look at the Lancashire Mead Company website before I came online, and they are shipping out until 5 p.m. tomorrow. So if you do want to order yourself some, get hold of them, and just send a message. They've got a place where you can send messages and just say the Witchy Goth sent you. You know, you never know. They might want to sponsor the channel at some stage in the future. But yeah, the link to the website is in the description box below. I'm not being paid by them. I just wanted to, when I find something that's really, really good and really worthwhile, I think it's really cool to share, especially when I know the people who, you know, produce it. And it is, everybody who I've met and they say, oh, try this mead and try, tastes like dishwater. And then I say, well, what? Try this one. Wow, everybody gets blown away. So yeah, it is. They do, like I say, much lighter meads, not so dark as this, different flavors. They've all got different names. There's, I'm trying to think of the names now. There's Baldur, Skaldi, or Skardi, sorry. They're all named after the Viking gods and goddesses. So yeah. Mikey, Tim, Tez, and the rest at Bin Podcast. Are the Bin Podcast guys on at the moment, Chris C? Tell them to pop all over here. Or is Mikey here? Mikey! Hello, Mikey. Lovely to see you. Winter solstice blessings to you. Wassail. Hope you've got yourself, I don't know what time it is in the States. If you're on the East Coast, it's what? You're 5 hours behind us. So it's somewhere mid-afternoon. So get yourself a drink. But really glad that you're here. So as I say, having a glass of mead because I did fall. I did fell when I was running. I'm very, very upset with myself because I was running really fast. I had such a good pace going. It was a short run today. I had a hairdresser's appointment. You can see I've got my hair done. And I was running really, really fast, and it was very, very foggy and quite muddy. Wasn't the mud. It was the leaves that were hiding a root that was sticking up, and my back foot caught it, my right foot caught it, tripped, went forward, slid along the left side of my body, but I landed on my left thigh. Now, in my pocket on my left thigh, I keep my inhaler, my asthma inhaler. I have COPD, but it's the same thing. So yeah, landed on that. I've got a massive lump on that leg now. I've obviously landed really badly. The dirt doesn't bother me. The mud doesn't bother me. Landing on the floor doesn't bother me, but I have jarred my back. So I've got pain here in my rectus spinae, and I've got pain around my lower spine as well. So I'm going to be finishing hopefully on time today because I am in pain and want to go and put my feet up and watch a horror movie. Reporting for duty. Snaps heels together. We don't do heels. We don't do heels. No, heels is them others, them the fascists. We don't like the fascists. We need to think of something nice, don't we? We can do the horns. Let's do the horns. Let's do the horns. That's reporting for duty. Chrissy, yeah, I'm probably not going to be running tomorrow because I think this left leg of mine, it's on the middle of the thigh. So middle of my quad, back of my right knee. I landed on mostly on my left side. This arm's fine. This arm is fine. I sort of slid across the mud. I got up and carried on running because I do, because I'm just a lunatic, you know. And I went to the hairdressers later on, and I didn't have time to have a proper shower. I just had to get rid of the dirt and change. And she said, "Did you cry?" I'm like, "No. Why would I cry? No." I said, "Silly cow." Got up and carried on running. You know, if you're in a race and you fall, you're going to get up and carry on running. You're not going to stop. You know, you want the medal. You want the medal. So yes, that is our salute, the horns. Oh, and I see we've got the badgers. We've also got Spike. Spike, the little hedgehog, says hello. He's actually hibernating at the moment. Did any of you guys watch the video that I uploaded last night, the one on winter solstice, Yule, and all the various history around Yule time and how our ancestors survived? Be more hedgehog, absolutely be more hedgehog. And our ancestors did used to hibernate at this time of year. I mean, I'm talking about our ancestors from way, way back when, you know, the Northern Hemisphere was pretty much a glacier and people were living in caves and in makeshift huts and tents from animal skins and so on. And, you know, they would build a fire in the middle and they would sleep around the fire, and they would pretty much just wake up once a day, have a little bit to eat, have a little bit to drink, and then go back to sleep again. And it would slow down the metabolism. So although it made them, their lifespan wasn't long because their bones, you know, weren't receiving the correct amount of vitamins. So they would suffer with things like rickets, vitamin D deficiency, and hypothyroidism, which is when the thyroid slows down and slows down the metabolism, hence them being able to sleep for so long without needing food. But yeah, that's how they would get through winter. And to be honest, I could quite easily do that at the minute. Yes, scurvy. But Mikey, I don't, you know, a lot of the time they, in the Northern Hemisphere, they wouldn't have had a huge amount of vitamin C. So, but probably, you know, all of those kinds of illnesses they would have suffered with, you know, brittle bones and all sorts. Just absolutely awful what they would have suffered from in later life. And it is amazing that we as a species have survived as long as we have. So, has everybody done their Christmas shopping? Anybody still got some last minute stuff to do? What's that? Animals with a wet nose can make their own vitamin C. I didn't know that, Mikey. That is really impressive. That's really impressive. I'm going to be learning all about that. Nope. Alistair M says no, still some to get. Mikey says we're boycotting. Well, you know, is that for Trump reasons, or is that for financial reasons, or is it just because you can't be asked? I don't know. Chrissy, all done for Christmas, not bothering with a Christmas dinner this year. I actually had my Yule dinner this afternoon. I had a chicken breast that I just grilled, mashed potato, one size baked potato mashed, only have half of it because it's too much. Some vegetables, you know, that sort of mixed fresh vegetables, broccoli, beans, carrots, and baby corn, and 2 stuffing balls. I had ordered Yorkshires, the little tiny Yorkshire puddings, but they didn't have them. So I was going to make my own, and I thought, why am I going to make a batch of Yorkshire puddings when I'm not going to eat them all? So I didn't have Yorkshires. Americans are boycotting the majority of the Maida Shanes. Wow, that's really interesting. Read about some guy stranded on Svalbard. They ate the lichen off of the rocks for vitamin C. That's interesting. Or is it lichen? It's lichen, isn't it? Lichen is, or is it lichen or lichen? Lichen is wolf, isn't it? It's werewolves. I was actually listening to the tape library last night as I was falling asleep, and he was doing, I don't know if you follow the tape library channel, if you like ghost stories, definitely a channel to go and have a listen to. He's absolutely brilliant. You can find him on Spotify as well as on YouTube. But he was a tale about, what was the name? The Terror, I think it was. It was a ship that sailed up to the Arctic and got stranded, and the ship crew ended up being sort of walking around dazed, and they were obviously, you know, sort of didn't have long left to go on the earth. And there's a possibility that there was some cannibalism there, but that also there are their bodies were mummified in the ice, and they are creepy looking because they actually look alive. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Muppet Master Pagan. Hi, is Pagan with us? Hi, One Angry Pagan. Blessings to you on this midwinter. I hope you've had a good weekend. Here's a question for the supermarkets. Why can the supermarkets offer veg at 15p at this time of the year, but not for the rest of the year? Very good question, Chris. Very, very good question. I absolutely agree 100%. Yeah. You know, when you think about economics and how it works, you know, the farmer has to be paid, doesn't he, for what he produces? And we know that farmers don't earn what they should earn. And the cost that goes into producing that food, the, you know, the sowing of the ploughing, the sowing, the maintenance, everything that goes into that. And then we know that the supermarkets ramp up the prices, don't they, of those vegetables, because they have to, you know, pay the farmer, the transport, the sorting companies, whoever does all of that stuff. So if they only charged 15p every day for a bag of sprouts, can't stand sprouts, the farmers wouldn't get paid. I don't know. I think we should all go back to growing our own food anyway. That would be my ideal dream of, you know, growing my own food. It's just finding the time. Just finding the time. Let's see. Lichen is lichen. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mikey. So yeah, I did do a lot of my shopping off of Amazon. I know, but I struggle with going out. The things that I wanted, I wouldn't be able to buy locally, and yeah. So I justify it by saying to myself, the delivery drivers need a job. The people that work in the Amazon warehouse need a job. Yes, Bezos is a billionaire and all the rest of that bollocks, but those people do need jobs. So it's like balancing out somewhere. The farmers here are in a horrible state. Yeah, Mikey, I know. I think farmers are everywhere. And the thing is, without the farmers, what will we do for food? We can't eat plastic. We can't eat crypto. We can't eat Bitcoin. We can't eat plastic. We can't eat, you know, our phones. It's everything is geared up for the billionaires and the millionaires. You can't eat AI. Absolutely. You can't eat AI. It is just, the rich don't care about people. They don't care about people at all. They really don't. So what I sort of want to not speak about. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining. Jamie, have we got a Jamie here? Hi, Jamie. Lovely to see you. Thank you. Blessings to you at this time of year. Pete, instead of Xmas Day indulgence, we are going to help out in the soup kitchen, serving them the homeless a hot dinner. That is absolutely brilliant. Forgot to get a PNC certificate, so can't. Oh, no. Well, you could you maybe go and, you know, clean up the tables? I don't know. Yeah. That's awful. I think that's a brilliant thing to do, though. I really, really do. I'm going to my mum's. You know, she's 88 now. I haven't seen her for a few months. I've been so busy with my studying, and I've now deferred that, and I'm so glad that I have. And so I'll be able to go and see my mum more often now as well. So she's really excited. She rang me yesterday and she said, "Oh, thank you for the Christmas card." I'm like, she said, "It's lovely." She said, "It's got swans on it." I'm thinking, I didn't send a card with swans. And I said, "Well, now my mum has got macular degeneration and glaucoma, and she can barely see. So she can't read things. She can barely see the TV. She really struggles with her eyes. The light affects it. And she can't see. I mean, she can write. She could read. You know, she's not illiterate, but she can't actually see to write things down. And so it wasn't from me. It was from one of my aunts. But bless her, you know, I had posted mine on Friday. I had sent them first class, but I know at this time of year, first class becomes second class or third class even. Let's have a look. Mikey, the lenders for farmers in the States have reported that farm equipment has gone down in price due to farmers choosing alternatives to survival. 30% of farmers in 2025 won't have a 2026. God, that's awful. That's awful. So who's going to feed America? Who's going to feed America? Billy, we are mesmerized by sparkly beads. It's like sailors landing in the new world and taking complete advantage. Absolutely. Absolutely. I read a really stupid article in the Daily Fail that one of their journalists sent an M&S wine glass wrapped in bubble wrap and put in a jiffy bag and sent them with various couriers and was shocked when they arrived, they were smashed. I used to work for a courier company in South Africa. I worked for them for 10 years. And yeah, that I wouldn't have picked it up, you know, because I worked in all the different departments. I've ended up being an IT support manager, but there were times when I did deliveries and all sorts, and picking up from a client, I would have said, "I'm not taking that. That's you know, insufficient packaging." So yeah, bit of a dingbat really, isn't he? Flump's bailout is going to go to their debt to corporations first, so they may not actually get paid for anything this year. Oh my God. That man, that creature. Trump will import all the food. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so what I actually want, let's talk about stuff and nonsense rather than depressing things. First of all, Tate lost the fight against Chase Damore last night. I was so happy. I don't know. I didn't see the whole fight. I've only seen clips of it. I've seen the bit of the last round where they were sort of holding on to each other. But Tate's face was pummeled. He was swollen. He was bloody. He was absolutely hammered. And I am so happy. I am so happy that he got his arse handed to him. And the best part about it is that Chase was wearing pink gloves and pink shorts. So there's this so-called alpha male being beaten by somebody in pink gloves and shorts. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Made my weekend. Made my absolute weekend. I was waiting. There were lots of channels that were streaming it, but they were, you know, I kept trying to find one that was actually really streaming it, and they weren't. So I just caught up with it after the fight was over, and I saw the last bit, and I was just so, so happy. The man's 39, and he thinks he can go and fight against a guy who's half his age, who's the heavyweight boxing champion in his field. But brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Really, really made my day. a real fighter doesn't shoot the mouth off like Tate. Well, I don't know, Elle, because I mean, think about Muhammad Ali and, you know, what he used to say. And then they have the standoff, don't they, before the matches. I didn't watch any of the other fights. I don't actually like boxing at all. I think it's barbaric, and I just don't like it. But I wanted Chase to win. That was it. It was just Andrew Tate, hate the man, can't stand him, hope he sees his arse, and he did. Who forgot to like the video? Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, please like the video, guys. I must also like it. Not on this one. I get to like it on that. Oh, I've liked it already. Okay. Oh, you mean in general life? Oh, yeah, no, Tate's just full of shit. All he knows is shouting, and because he'd think it's masculine. You know, this is the toxic masculinity that he purports to, you know, but he hates women. He is a misogynist. He has called himself a misogynist, you know, on the internet several times over. And he hates women. He doesn't like them. Is he gay? Is he gay? Yeah, Mikey, that's exactly what I was thinking. I follow some really weird stuff online on Facebook, some different groups that are all to do with men who are misogynists and the sort of dating things that go on these days. I don't date. I can't be asked. I can't be asked to go through all of that, swipe left, swipe right, and deal with receiving unsolicited pics of appendages that are really unattractive. And you know, a lot of them, they'll start talking to each other, and so there'll be a couple of questions, and then the guy will say, so do you want to meet up for, you know, a bit of rumpy pumpy, or you know, nice tits or something like that? And it's just like, and you want to date. You're not going to date somebody saying things like that. You're just not. So what I wanted to ask everybody, oh yes, Robinson being called out in Dubai as well. I saw that. That was genius. That was absolute genius. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Who was it who called him out? I can't remember the guy's name. But he said, you're a racist and stuff. And it was brilliant. And he was like, sort of like, couldn't respond. First time I've seen him like have no words. Chris C, as a representative of the gay community, we have had a meeting and voted not a chance any one of us would go near that thing. No women will either. Unfortunately, there are young women who will, because he is who he is. And there will always, unfortunately, be young women who will think that they can change a person into a better person. And we know that that's not the case. Gay and internally shamed, Grindr shuts down every time a large enough group of super straight men get together. Things that make you go, I used to love that song. Things make you go, Who sang it? Who sang that song, Mikey? That was a song from the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, wasn't it? So, when was your worst Christmas ever? Do you have a worst ever Christmas story that you would like to share that's fun? That's not like crying, upsetting, but that's fun. So my worst Christmas ever, well, there's actually two. The first one was me and my ex. He decided he wanted duck for Christmas. So I'd never cooked a duck before, and I thought, well, you know, I'll have a go. And so he bought a duck. And when we took it out, it was off. And we took it out on Christmas Day. So it had to be thrown away. And we didn't have anything else. So I can't remember if by that time he was driving or if he was just on his bicycle. I think he was on his bicycle. So he said, right, I'm going to go see if I can find anything. So he went cycling all over the town where we lived, and he went into garages to see if they even had sandwiches left or anything like that. And he eventually came back with a turkey crown from his mum's that he'd nicked out of the freezer. I didn't know it was nicked. But yeah, that's what we ended up having. So that was really bad, because it's like, well, we've got nothing else for a meal and everywhere's closed. I mean, I would have been okay with pizza or something like that, but yeah. And then, same man, we went to my mum and dad's when my dad was still alive, and it was a good few years ago now. And my nephew and niece were very young, and I'd asked him to pick up all the packets of parcels and stuff, gifts, in the living room and put them in the car, and pulled up at a garage when we were almost there. And I said, did you put all the bags in the car? He said, yeah. I said, well, where's the other bag with the stuff in? Oh, he left it. And that was the bag that had the gifts for the kids in. I was so upset and angry and cross, and yeah, it just ruined my entire Christmas. I mean, yes, the kids did get their presents eventually, but that wasn't the point. You know, Christmas is about kids. It's not about adults. It's about kids. I mean, for us now, you know, my niece and nephew are both, you know, I mean, my nephew's working now and he's studying in college, and my niece, she's going to New York for New Year's Eve. And don't worry, she has not written anything online about the orange, the mango Mussolini, because she does not really spend time on anything other than Instagram, where she posts photos and pictures. She's not politically minded, but she does support the Green Party. So, hi, Darren. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. Mikey, did you say who sang Things That Make You Go, you imagined me singing it as you typed it. I used to sing, Mikey. I did actually used to sing. In a band. Yes, thank you for putting the link to Daily Blase, Darren's channel. Absolutely brilliant. If you don't already follow, please go and follow. And yeah, especially Friday night, Friday Frolics. Brilliant show. Unfortunately, I missed it last night, on Friday night. Liz Allen, hi, lovely. Yeah, I was upset. I actually wanted him to leave to catch the train and go home. But yeah, this is why he's an ex. This is why he is now an ex. I was very apocalyptic, let's say that. Apoplectic. I shouted, I screamed, I was so angry. So angry. Above comment, still can't see above comment. CNC Music Factory, that's it. Thank you, Alistair. Thank you. Yes, I remember selling all that music when I was working in the music industry. We used to play it all the time. Some brilliant music from that era, of that style of music as well, that was like dance music, like Pump Up the Jam, and what else? What was her name? It was a woman. The song has just gone out of my head. I can see her singing. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me in a minute. The song's playing in my head. But yes, so that's 2 horrible Christmases that I've had. However, I do think that I've been lucky pretty much with my family, that, you know, having Christmases with them is mostly fun. Stuff goes wrong. Stuff always goes wrong. You know, the gravy is lumpy, or something gets burned, or, you know, somebody forgets something, and then we end up, you know, and then you end up laughing about it later. The one thing that I love about Christmas, while my mum is still with us, is her trifle. She makes a sherry trifle that is just amazing. Now, she struggles to see. As I said, she's got glaucoma and macular degeneration, so she can't really see anymore. And she says, we've asked her to make the trifle, you know, because me and my sister, well, my sister's actually probably going to be doing most of the cooking because I'll only be getting there on Christmas morning. And then I'll be leaving on Boxing Day because of the cats. Because my cat sitter, unfortunately, is away over Christmas. So, and I don't want to leave them with somebody they don't know. And Thorn has to come with me because of his insulin injections, because he has to have them at 7 a.m. and at 6 p.m. And so I'm looking forward to 2.5 hours in the car with him. But he's okay in the car for an hour. When I go to my other pagan things, he goes with me and he's fine with that. I'm just worried about the 2.5 hours. So I might have to stop at one of these service stations and, sorry guys, the mead. Oh, this is why I don't drink anymore. Eat some trifle. That's eaten rifles. But yeah. Nice one, Elle. Nice one. Yeah. So she's going to make this trifle. And she said, what if it's a mess? And I'm like, Mum, it's a trifle. You could dish it out and it already turns into a mess in your bowl. Who cares? It's the taste. And she'll be making the jelly with, you know, she's got it's got to be Swiss roll. It's got to be Swiss roll, jam Swiss roll, not the lady fingers things, but jam Swiss roll. And then she'll put sherry in and then she'll do the jelly with oranges. It has to be oranges, you know, the little mandarin orange slices. And then it'll be the custard, proper custard, not from a tin or you know, stuff that you make with the powder, and fresh cream, whipped fresh cream on top, and then some little hundreds and thousands sprinkled on top. And it is the best trifle ever. It really is. Chrissy, I've cooked for 50 plus people at church Christmas do's in the past. All I will say is best to stay out of the kitchen if you value your continued existence. I agree. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. The only thing is that my mum's, she lives in a flat, so the kitchen, it's a kitchen diner, so the table, it's not a massive kitchen, so we all have to huddle around this table, and there's 5 of us now. 5? No, 6 of us. Yeah, 6 of us. There were 7. But I think that's the hardest part, isn't it? When you are having a Christmas and a loved family member has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. And the last few days, because it was my dad's birthday on the 17th of this month. And so the last few days for me, I've been feeling very emotional, thinking about him and remembering what it was like, because his last Christmas, that was it. After that Christmas day, he became very, very ill, and that was it. He was in bed until he passed at the end of January. And it was hard. But I like to remember all the other Christmases when all the other daft things happened, especially when we lived in South Africa, because when we lived in South Africa, we didn't have Christmas dinner. It was too hot to cook, so we'd have a barbecue, or a braai, as we call it over there. And but my mum would still make her trifle. She'd still make her trifle. I have a routine and a set way I do things in the kitchen, and I will not think twice about throwing something at someone who upsets that order. Chris, I would be quite happy for you to do your thing. I'll go sit in the living room, have a drink and watch telly. Believe me, I'm quite happy with somebody else taking the reins and doing that. I once bought a pork joint to cook for my sister, and her husband had done, she was bringing the turkey, and this was before my mum and dad moved back to the UK. And I bought this pork joint, and it was tied, and I untied it. And so it was cooked before everything else was ready, because I didn't know that that's how you were supposed to do it. I do know now. But when you live on your own, you know, grilled piece of chicken, 1 boiled potato mashed, and a handful of veg, and 2 little stuffing balls. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to make Yorkshire pudding. I mean, my Yorkshire puddings are great. You know, I'll make the batter, but then I've got like enough for a tray, you know, a round cake pan of Yorkshire pudding. rather than just a little one. I'm like, I'm not going to do it because it's a waste of milk, egg, and flour. So unless I'm going to eat it or there's somebody else, but I'm only going to have a piece of it. So not really much point. So what things, this came up this afternoon when I was sat in the hairdressers. We were listening to Trax FM. I think it was Trax FM. It was a local station anyway, where I go for my hair. And it was all about the things that you forget at Christmas, the most common forgotten things. So she was reading a list, and it's the same list that I'm reading now. And it's from Aldi. Aldi have compiled this list. If I can see it. Put water in the bowl and then add granules. Nice one. Nice one. Right, let's have a look. Let me find this list, if I can find this list. So these are things that you can remember. Obviously, you've got a couple of days to go now until Christmas. So the first thing on the list they've got here is cranberry sauce. Not everybody likes cranberry sauce. I love cranberry sauce. It's like jam. And I ordered some the other day, so I had some today with my chicken. So I've got that. I'll be taking that with me because my sister doesn't do cranberry sauce. They do apple sauce. I guess it's just a thing. Cream, so fresh cream, whether it's pouring cream or thick cream or brandy cream. I've got brandy cream. I always buy myself enough food for Christmas Day if I can't get to my mum's in case something happens, because, you know, snow, weather, car, etc., cats, etc. So, you know, I always make sure I've got something in the freezer now in case I have to cook it myself. Stuffing, Christmas crackers. So, you know, my sister's really good with this. I mean, she works at Tesco, so she, I think they did all their shopping on Friday because all the Tesco staff get a really good discount on that Friday before Christmas. Gravy granules, just what we were just talking about. Carrots. I can't believe people would forget carrots. They're always right there at the front of the shop next to the potatoes. After dinner mints. I don't do after dinner mints. There's really no space. And if I did, I'd eat them all. You know, the after eights, I actually do love them. Wine. Who would forget the wine? You know, and custard. Again, who would forget custard? You see, I've got a sweet tooth. So for me, it's all about having sweet stuff and enough space for the puddings. But then Tesco actually added some things to the list, which I thought was pretty cool. And there's one thing on here that I always have on my list, and you might not have that. So what is the one thing that you recommend putting onto your list to remember for Christmas Day? Better tip, gravy is lumpy, add some boiling water and use a stick blender, works every time. Keep the water stirring the whole time. You know, my mum used to make gravy with the meat dripping in the actual meat tray on top of the stove, and she put the Bisto and the OXO cubes in. I actually don't make gravy at home. I only use Bisto in when I make bolognese sauce, just to thicken up what I'm cooking. And then it is, like you said, Elle, just sort of sprinkling it over the top and stirring it in. Cranberry bacon and brie butty. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. I could definitely have that. Have you seen the price for cream these days? Yep, I have. I got brandy cream, so yeah. Bisto is the only gravy, in my opinion. Nothing else comes close to it apart from homemade gravy from scratch. Yeah, I know. My mum used to use corn flour as well, but the other gravies, the cheaper ones, they're just fine. They just don't taste the same. One thing to remember for Christmas Day: sanity. Yes, sanity. Pete's, my local Aldi, doing carrots, spuds, sprouts, turnip, parsnips, all for 5p a bag. 4 bags of each per customer. Wow, that's really good. Little doing the same. Yeah. Sprouts? Oh, yeah, sprouts. I don't eat sprouts. Absolutely vile things. I don't know. My sister loves them. She absolutely loves them. I like parsnips, but I like to cook them in honey and butter. So boil them and then put them in the grill, honey and butter, and so they're nice and crispy and sweet. Hated sprouts as a kid, but love them now. Oh, no. I've tried so many times to just have the obligatory one sprout on my plate, and I just can't. I can't. No matter how hard I try, it's just vile. Even if they're cooked with nuts or, you know, all the different types, I just can't. I don't really like cabbage either, to be honest. So other things for Christmas Day not to forget on your list: bin liners. Don't run out of bin liners. Kitchen roll. I always have a huge amount of kitchen roll in my house because when I clean my cat's litter trays, 12 litter trays, I empty the tray, use a bit of kitchen towel to just get all the crumbs out, and then I spray them with disinfectant spray. And it's diluted so it doesn't make the cat sick. And then I wipe them down again with more kitchen towel and then let them dry and then put the fresh litter in. I use wood chip because it's just more absorbent and makes far less mess than the gravel stuff. The gravel stuff is dreadful. The only thing is they don't really cover up their poos, but I've got a scoop, so I just go and scoop, smell like, oh God, one set of poo, so off I go and clean it up. Excuse me, guys. Toilet roll. Make sure you've got enough bog roll. Sticky tape and wrapping paper, obviously. The one thing that I always say is batteries. Double A's, triple A's. Check that you've got batteries for all the gifts that you're giving that may need batteries in them, which I must do because I've got something for my mum that needs batteries, but I've got a bag of batteries because when I go camping, I've got loads of lights like these things, which I keep leaving on. And so I use them. And I've always got batteries for my camping stuff. A lot of camping. Anything else that you guys can think of that is an essential item for Christmas that people may forget? Spare beer. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get yourself an extra case of beer. Parsnips are called Satan's nose in my house. I can eat sprouts to a band playing. Love them. Even had my first raw one recently. Didn't know you could eat them raw. Delicious. Oh. Oh. Honey glazed carrots, sprouts with bacon. Looking forward to that on Christmas Day. Leeks. Oh, yeah, I like leeks. I like leeks. Yeah, yeah. But it's just, we cook all of this food, don't we, for one day and make all of these pans and pots and things that we have to then clean up and just for that one day. And it's like half an hour and everything's done. Everything's over with. Gaviscon. Oh, I always have Gaviscon. Always have Gaviscon. Always have Gaviscon. I have complex hiatus hernia. I have no choice. I have it under my pillow. I have it in my car. I have it in my running jacket when I run, my backpack jacket for when I'm running. I pop one in my mouth before I go for my run so that I've got it in my mouth while I'm running. Yeah, Gaviscon, absolutely. Divorce papers. New pillows for guests. Mikey, that is really, really interesting. Is that so you can put it over their faces and, you know, hold it down when they're being annoying? Just asking questions. Wrapping paper needs a DJ. Yeah, we need a DJ. We can do that thing. Leeks or onions. Well, not really. Not really. They've got a bit of a different taste. Painkillers, absolutely. Painkillers, toothpicks, yep. I always have toothpicks and I always have painkillers anyway. So, but I also always keep dental floss in my handbag because I've got quite big gaps, and there's nothing worse. I hate it if I know that there's something between my teeth and I'm going to be talking. Before I do every live show, before I record a video, quickly brush my teeth and then quickly get my interdental brushes, make sure that there's nothing there. I can't stand having bits between my teeth. Love the Boxing Day feast of what was not eaten on Christmas Day. And I know that I'll be getting stuff to bring home as well, which is also good. Why is everyone a smotherer these days? It's funny, it's just a couple of days and we plan like it's the apocalypse. We do. I think the older you get, though, the more organized you are. Maybe that's just me. But I mean, when I go camping, I have a list. Always have a list of stuff for my camping. So I've got a specific camping list. Like if I'm going to a music festival, I can't take my camping bed. I just have to take my blow-up bed. Whereas when I camp at the pagan festivals, I can take my camping bed and my mattresses and my pillows and my cushions and my duvet and my I've got these big fake sheepskin rugs that I put on the actual mattress to lie on, and I've got a big feather duvet so that I don't get cold. Earplugs or noise cancelling headphones to drown out the kids. Luckily, all of our kids are older now, so don't have to worry about that. What Christmas movie do you watch? Now, I am a diehard fan. That's my favourite Christmas movie. I just love Bruce Willis as John McCain. I really do. I've got it set up for Christmas Eve so that I'll be watching it then, because I stole my mum's DVD player because she can't see TV anymore. She knows, she watches game shows, although she really just answers the questions. So we will probably be watching for the gazillionth time Love Actually. I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't mind it. I think it's okay. It's funny. It's cute. But yeah, I'd rather watch a horror movie. That's just me. End of the day, it's a hyped to death giant commercial ripoff. Absolutely, Pete. Absolutely. A couple of videos came up on my feed, actually. What was it like in the 70s, Christmas in the 70s? And it was very different. Am I nostalgic for that time? A little bit. Would I want to go back to that time? No. Why? Because I like having a laptop. I like the internet. I like the fact that I can talk to all of you guys out there without having to leave my home. I don't have to go outdoors. I can stay inside. A diehard fan of what? Well, I'm a diehard fan of metal and goth, but diehard as in the movie Die Hard. I know you know what I mean. First aid kit, essential. Yes. As a fire blanket. Yes. Also a good one. On a serious note, I was in town yesterday and considering it is the last weekend before Christmas, it was dead apart from the odd OAP. Wow. Well, I live, the road that I live on, it's a B road, and it's a main road that runs from sort of through all the villages to the M1. And so I'm sort of in between Nottingham, Chesterfield, Retford, Doncaster, Sheffield. And so all the main cities are there. I know that Meadowhall in Sheffield was packed. When I was in the hairdressers this afternoon, one of the girls' partners was in Meadowhall, and they were actually freaking out because the little lad that was in adolescence, he was there, and everybody was getting, things signed and, his autograph and having their photos taken with him. So they were all like, I know you know what I mean. Yeah. Leaving Barnstaple, North Devon tomorrow to go down to my dad's in Exeter. The winter's journey from North to South Devon is going well thus far. Well, it's not like you're going far, really. Are you driving, Pagan? And if you are, please drive safely. On a pilgrimage, yeah. I'm off to Liverpool, so I've got a 2.5-hour drive. I absolutely hate the drive, but hopefully Christmas morning, it's not that busy, and me coming back on Boxing Day afternoon, hopefully the roads won't be so busy then either. It's driving, because I'm M1, M62, and then onto the M57, and it's just the M62 around Manchester. Oh my God, it's always a nightmare. Always a nightmare. You can sit where I have to turn off for Liverpool. You can sit and you merge, and the traffic is backed up for miles. It's where the Royal Horticultural Society sign is. This is coming from my side of the country, so it's coming from the east. And yeah, absolute nightmare, because it's the junction that you need. You've got an on-ramp here and an off-ramp there, so you've got this one little bit of road here that you have to get into and they get out of, and it causes tail backups, really, 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 really a nightmare. Devon isn't a small county. Okay, I shall believe you. Chat, please join Dave McGuinness on Xmas Day Live from 12 to 5 p.m. if you want to chat this Xmas. That's brilliant. Thank you, Viper Scott, for letting everybody know. I am going to go live probably tomorrow evening, possibly Tuesday evening as well. I probably am not going to do Christmas Eve. Definitely won't be doing Christmas Day or Boxing Day. I'm going to be at my mum's, and I don't get to see my family very often, and it's a special time for me to be with my mum, because we don't know. I think since my dad passed, you don't know how long you're going to have your family around. And I think that although families can have disagreements and problems, I mean, I have had, disagreements and problems with family, but at the end of the day, I know how much my dad loved me, and I know how much my mum loves me. So yeah, it will be, because we'll remember my dad. We will have a drink to my dad while I'm there. Because he was a party animal, my dad. He was always partying, always partying. He owned a pub in South Africa for a while. He grew up in a pub in Doncaster. And Nay will be travelling by train. I don't trust myself to drive, so it should be a safe journey. Yeah, I've got to drive. To be honest, I prefer to drive rather than get on a train, because I can put my music on. The cat will be there next to me. He'll be all in his carrier, and he'll be all cozy and comfy with his blankets, and he'll be meowing at me every now and again to say, where the fuck are we going? And then it'll be a night at my mum's, and she gets to spend some time with him. She's met him before, but she didn't. He was very new stray then, so he didn't really come into the house that much. Now he's turned into the biggest, cuddliest, daftest cat. To say he was a stray, this morning he came in, because after they're fed, they generally go out for their poops, which I'm happy with. They can do that. They can go all the way to the bottom of the garden. And he came in and he was wet. I didn't realise he was wet, and he was sat on the blanket in front of me, on the poof in front of me, and he was, making biscuits, and he was like, meow, meow, at me. Oh, you're wet. You need a rub down. He likes to be rubbed down. That's my fault, because I did it to him the first time he came in wet, and now he just expects it all the time. It's like when I go to make my cup of tea in the morning, he expects to get milk. So we've got this routine where I give him X amount of food, and then he gets his milk, and then he gets his insulin. So it's all in this sort of, diet that he gets that is balanced for his sugar levels. Oh, David Blase, you're doing Friday Frolics on Christmas Day. Brilliant, brilliant. If I'm not, I probably will be with my family, but if I'm not, I will give a watch and definitely a chat. Could you cast onto your mum's telly something you like she hasn't seen? It's the thing is, she can't see. That's the thing. Like when I go through, she's got Sky, so I'll choose a movie. I'll download a movie for her and we'll watch a movie, but she can't see it. So I have to tell her what's going on. And I don't mind, but she'd rather watch something that she knows. Like, she will watch Only Fools and Horses. She will watch, like I say, the game shows because it's questions, so she can answer them. But she doesn't. Yeah, we try with the new movies, but like I say, I have to. She says she's got these great big glasses things that she wears to watch the telly, but she says it's just not helping her anymore. So my Pandy aspires to be the thief of all things dairy. Yes. Yeah. Thorn, I was eating my dinner and I'm sat there and I got two fat cats on either side of me looking like, give us some food off of your plate, because I got chicken. They know when it's chicken. They know. Right, guys, I am going to head off. I will be live tomorrow evening. I don't know if Mikey's still here. What time is the Bin podcast tomorrow? Can anybody tell me? And I will try and go live before them. If anybody knows what time the Bin podcast is, so that I can support the Bin. $5 p.m. Is that 5 p.m. UK time, Mikey? Oh, on a Tuesday. Right, brilliant. So I will be live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Thank you. I will be live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and I'll have more content rather than waffling on about Christmas tomorrow. So have a wonderful evening. Enjoy whatever you're going to do. Remember, wassail, have a drink to the ancestors, and I'll see you all soon. Blessed be. Mwah. Thanks for joining, guys.